listening to the Life Podcast with Ms.Jewell. When life gets real, we explore, dive deep, and discuss. You're listening to the Life. Stay tuned for what's next with Life with Ms.Jewell. Into the heart of Black culture, tying us by adventure into multicultures of a collective legacy that we want to leave for our families. From the riches of art and music to fashion and activism, each episode features insightful conversations with thought leaders, creators, and everyday heroes like Mayet. She's dear to me. From the Black community. Together, we discuss challenges and the victories of our past, present, and future, while embracing the brilliance and influence of Black expressions across the universe. By the end of this season, there will be reflections and solutions to empower us all. So, thank you for joining me, Mayet. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, as I said before, as you said, my name is Mayet Dalila. Um, let's see, I'm the daughter of Frank and Rosemary Reed. I'm the granddaughter of Lula Taylor and Catherine Tatum. Um, I'm happy to be here and to explore what you're exploring. Um, I'm a Seattleite. Was born in Seattle. I'm a community organizer. I'm a founder of Black Star Line, one of the founders of Black Star Line, African-Centered Family Educational Collective. But I also have another business called Intra-African Connection that we have just rekindled. And with my business partners, I'm always in a partnership. I believe in collaboration and cooperation. Um, I'm a community organizer by um, just that's just who I am and by profession. Um, yeah, so it's nice to be here.
It's nice to have you, and thank you so much for taking my invitation. And like I said, I'm so excited you're my first guest. And I really want to dedicate this season to our heroes of our own community, like Dr. Mims, and our mothers and our grandmothers. She was a pillar and a matriarch, and I cannot start this without mentioning her and uplifting her spirit. So thank you. And I would like to just have you share a little bit about your organization and what that culture looks like to you and what you bring.
Yes, and our organization really stands on the shoulders of people like Dr. Mims, who was the founder of Evergreen State College, the Tacoma branch. And to speak a little bit about her, as we know, she just transitioned. There will be celebrations throughout our community remembering her. Um, when she organized and founded Evergreen State College Tacoma branch in the Pacific Northwest that doesn't have a lot of Black folks. It really speaks to her strength and her tenacity and the fact that she wanted the best for us, particularly as it pertains to education.
Mhm.
So, for those who don't know what Evergreen College is, it's a liberal arts college in which folks are honored oftentimes for their lived curriculum, their lived life, and are able to incorporate that into their degree. And so she'll definitely be missed. Um, Black Star Line started off as a homeschool collective, but as we continue to grow and do and be with our children, Mother Mims, renamed our homeschooling to remind us that it was more like village schooling. It was more like tapping into because that's what we did. We tapped into the brilliance. And you didn't have to be certified brilliance from the dominant culture. You just had to be Black brilliant, which isn't hard to find, and contribute to the life and the learning of Black children. And so, yeah, just giving honor and grace and gratitude for what Dr. Mims left us, the legacy she left us, and
Definitely.
we'll be forever grateful. Just can't say enough about who
You
she is.
who she is, she's phenomenal, first of all,
Mhm,
beautiful, and so strong. When I went to critical discussions in Seattle in her group, I was empowered and then overwhelmed because for me, it was like what my family had missed with the transition of my own mother and my
mhm,
grandmother. And she just brings that strength. So when we talk about Big Mama, she's the
mhm,
epitome of Big Mama. She's on a grand scale because
mhm,
she pushed education. And like you said, our lived experience was inferred into the curriculum. Like you can be a nobody, but you had a little bit of sense and a little bit of game. Come on, you on the team. And she utilized
mhm,
that. And that's what
mhm,
we don't have on a grand scale, right? These institutions of learning don't let me bring my background.
mhm,
They
mhm,
don't even accept my background, and then I'm not recognized. And
mhm.
that's what I love so much about our communities and what we bring. We honor and we uplift. So let me say, I honor the divinity in you, my sister. And we need to
Wow.
promote that more, and especially with our children. I know you're a phenomenal teacher. I've seen your son and how he's blossomed. But the tenacity that you had where you moved across the state to make sure he went to the college. So he was it in music? I'm sorry, I forget.
He's in theater. He's definitely an artist. I'm looking at you. You're an artist, you artist folks. And a lot of what the village, the community here helps support his artistry. And so um dance, played the trumpet, and he has a godfather, a warunga, who is an amazing nationally, internationally known trumpet player who went to the New School in New York. And when he came back, he said, Auntie, Olu should go to an arts high school in California and an arts college in New York. And I had no idea what any of those were. Talked it over with Olu at a young age, and he probably didn't know what he was getting into, but he auditioned to the Baltimore School for the Arts and got in. And so we moved from Seattle to Baltimore for high school. And then he auditioned and has graduated from the New York Conservatory for the Dramatic Arts in acting and film. And so I really appreciate again, we're small but mighty in numbers.
Mhm.
And what the village schooling um, provided, and I would be remiss by not talking about my girl, the other founder, Marjan,
Yes.
who is amazing and very much the scholar teacher. I'm very much a lay teacher, and but what she was able to do is provide that information, the confidence, the support
Mhm.
needed to collectively village school our children. And so that became the foundation of who Black Star Line is. There was a collective of us that started it. It was about 8 families. And one of the things that we definitely did is rebranded homeschooling. Um, we definitely weren't at home and all the time. And it really was about cultivating the the brilliance of the community, but also leaning into the passions that exist and tapping into our kids' passion. And one of the things that we say, whether your child is maybe officially homeschooled or whether your child attends a public or private school, as a Black parent, if you are see yourself as the first and foremost teacher, the lead teacher in your household, then you're homeschooling, then you're village schooling. And that's really what it's about. It's less about the locale, the physical locale, and more about the mindset. And so that is where we often say that Black Star Line is parent enrolled, not child enrolled, because you can have a little one that's just here, or you can have a child that is matriculating and trying to take their SATs or even their GETs.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be a place for support and guidance. You are the curriculum, as we say in Black Star Line. The parent is the curriculum.
And that brings me to there was three questions, but you kept hitting them. You kept hitting them. You transitioned just right on time. So I want to thank you. I want to give a shout out to Marjan. She is amazing. So let's lift her spirit up. And
Yep.
then all of
Yep.
you as a collective. Because what I find is I wish I had that when I was child rearing. A community of all black minds with all black power come together, right? And that's so important for our children today to see the strength and the authority and know that knowledge is power and that education can be fun. Because I know, like you said, you're not home all the time, but you did field trips and you did, adventures. And that's what the institutions are missing to just intrigue and inspire the children these days instead of giving them a computer and just, go over there and sit still, and
Yeah.
don't move. I always got in trouble for moving. And so,
I bet. I bet.
quit wiggling in your seat. And it's like, well, you just gave me some jelly for breakfast, how, as I get older, I think
Yeah.
of that creative side that needed to be channeled because I had that
Yeah.
energy and I was on sugar.
Yeah. I could see it.
Uh,
I could see it in you.
I was on grandma's biscuits and homemade biscuits and jelly going to school. So we need that. And we need our moms and our dads to bring that out because how fitting, they know what inspires us. You with your child most of the day. So how better
Yep.
to teach your children than homeschool. So tell us how people can reach out and join your school. Give us some information.
Yeah. We got a few things going on. We have the Homeschool Collective, which we call Collabolab. And in fact, we have had for years a classroom space at the Martin Luther King Community Center. And if you were to go to our website, blackstarlineedu.com, I believe,
Uh-huh.
um, is our website. And we have a send out a newsletter that has parents register. We also have what's called an Embrace Your Best Self program for ages 12 to 24. And that really was all of this is hopefully in response to where we find ourselves, right? So we wanted to homeschool Black children because, as we know, and be first and foremost and up our game around that because we know about the institutionalized racism that children face in public dominant culture, public and private schools. But we also know that the transition from adolescence to adulthood can be real scary in this society. And so we really were looking at doing a rites of passage.
Nice.
But one of the things we learned with our executive coach, Dr. Rashawn, is that our children weren't necessarily ready for a rites of passage. There were things that they needed to understand and learn and grow from before they could make that successful transition. So we have an Embrace Your Best Self program that then provides that foundational kind of teachings, cultural identity, financial literacy, social and emotional, um, you know, uh, artistic opportunities, all those kinds of things.
And I'd like to add just etiquette in general.
Yes,
We
yes,
don't know how to communicate, and I'm speaking for myself within texting and, just engaging literally,
yeah,
we
yeah,
got to bring etiquette back and we got to bring
has to be.
respect and respect the etiquette because, hey, no, it's Miss Jewel.
Yep, yep. It's Miss
Eh,
Jewell. Put a
let's
handle on it, right? Put a handle on it.
put some spec on my name.
Yep,
So,
yep.
and that's why I do Miss Jewel with an R because I'm gonna always be married to something and somebody. So don't take that away from my voluptuousness.
I know that's right.
So it's gonna be Miss Jewell with an R. Like I
Yep.
know, I know I ain't married, but I'm married.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah, but I dearly love you. I love what you bring. I love what you offer, and I can never get enough of you. And like, I want to invite you to have a discussion with rites of passage and what that looks like
Right.
on the end game, because I feel it's so important that that's offered in that
Yep.
framework. This is a
Yep.
rite of passage to adolescence, to young womanhood, to young manhood. I feel there's something that is missing out. Like it said, it's etiquette. It's
Mhm.
bringing back our true essence of being an empowered Black people,
Yeah. Yeah.
empowered, strong, dignity, integrity. And that's what I'm about, and how
That's
great to
true.
start off with this episode of education. Knowledge is
Mhm.
power, and power applied is strength times 10 power to the
I
people.
know that's right. I know that's
So,
right.
so I thank you so much for joining me on the
Well,
3Ds
thank you
podcast.
for inviting. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for doing this. You're amazing. What you do is amazing, and our community is so lucky to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.